That was a double click there, with my finger snapping normally, and I actually clicked my finger when I did that. Righty then. Hello everyone who tends to come here early, those who watch the VOD. Okay then. There we go. So sound check 1, 2. Excellent. So clicky. Right. Nathan's Lego Railway. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Right. I can get rid of the headphones. My hair is a very curly mess today. So my hair is getting a bit long. And whenever it gets wet or sweaty, it just goes very curly and wavy. Ah, goodness. You can definitely see my future hairline as well. Look at that. I have some Milton Jones hair today. Why not? Let me try and move the camera up a little bit. Is that going to stay there? That's better. I can see it slowly inching downwards. That's fine. Right, so let's give it a moment for some people to arrive. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. A bit of a conversation lined up for today. I have my next Lego show on Sunday. So this is show 3 of 4 that I have lined up for once every 2 weeks. It is very exciting. Cannot wait for this. Oh, yes. I've got some Lego models to show off. Technically only one, but it's still something I want to show off. We have quite the discussion for what I want to do with the street racers, what's going to be happening with the Lego trains. And yeah, we're going to be answering the chat questions same as usual. So once again, we've got some Lego stuff to show off, some news and updates regarding the street racers and the Lego trains, some Lego show stuff to go over and discuss. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. Let me try and set up a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, difficult to sit up as always with this slanted roof. Gonna have to win the lottery if I want to move out these days. Oh, dearie dear. That's all right there. Let me try and... That was it, that side. Can I get my hair to style itself in a certain way? Very difficult with this. Look at the sides! The sides are what's bad. If I do that... Oh my god, that's way worse. Oh my. Whoo-wee. Yeah, sweaty days is not good for when you have naturally curly hair. Okay, so yeah, once again, we'll give it a moment for people to tune in. Some people dipping in and out. We'll give it a moment for everyone to come on in. In the meantime, we're going to check a couple of forms. That should now be updated. Yes, it is. Yes. Railway Modelling Open Day. Ooh. I might go to that. Yeah, why not? That'll be interesting. You should move to the Buckingham. That says Buseman Palace. I'm assuming you mean Buckingham Palace. I mean, I would love to have a home the size of Buckingham Palace. The Lego railway I could make will be endless. I could literally make my own Lego Island of Sodor if I lived in Buckingham Palace. That'd be so good. I mean, I remember for a long time as well having a dream, so to say, of wanting to make the biggest Lego railway where it was just track everywhere. I'll build the landmass over time, and it was like the ultimate end goal. I suppose technically still is the ultimate end goal to make a full Lego railway, fully functioning Lego railway. That'd be so good. That'd be excellent. Nope. Okay. Yes, so I went to the locomotion this week, but on the way back, the car broke down. Oh dear. That's not good. And you know what? I do have a thing about that as well. So Tonks Galaxy Railway. Hello, Tonks. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thank you very much for tuning in. So in 2 weeks' time, I am going to be attending the LUKR Club members weekend. So that is going to be a 3.5-hour drive for me here in southwest Bristol, up north into Matlock in Derby. I've been there once before for 2 years ago. Last year I had to miss because I just didn't have the transport available. And, well, the car I've got, it's not a good car, I must say. It gets me around, which is good. But the longest trip I've done so far was 2 weeks ago when I went to Highley. The vlog for that LEGO show is out on the channel, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you do so after the live stream. Yes, long time no see. Very good to see you, Tonks. It is lovely to see you back in the chat. So yes, with that show, it was about 2.5 hours there, 2 hours back. And, oh, there we go. Skipping all the adverts. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to try and keep up on that. So yes, I am a bit concerned with how the fuel consumption for my car is going to go. The funny thing is, with that 2.5 hour and 2 hour back trip with Highley, I spent half of that trip on the motorway doing 70, and I could see for the first part leading up to it, the needle for the petrol was basically full. As I came off the motorway, it was about half a tank. So I'm thinking, I might have to make a stop on the way there to top up, which is something I know I'm going to have to do, but I didn't think I'd have to do it so soon. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick and choose what shows I do with the LUKR. They're going to be coming to Swindon, which is less than an hour away from here in Bristol, so that's absolutely happening. That is a much easier trip. And I'm looking forward to 2 weeks' time because that's the big events. I'm going to be taking the current version of, sadly, the next layout version I have in mind. I'm not going to be able to touch that for ages. I don't have the motivation for it. I've got so much other things I want to get on and make first. I'm still going to be bringing a looper track. I've got a big super train station. I like how I still call it the super train station. It's just my main station, but it was always known as the super train station. That's still built, amazingly, that's still built up in its box. I'm going to be taking that with me. Basic looper track. The full coronation is getting a run in between now and that weekend. So I got just over 2 weeks. I am going to overhaul my Dragon Coronation Giants. First of all, Rock Band Hyena, thank you very much for tuning in, my good man. How are you doing? You like the new beard? This is not exactly a new, it's trimmed. I trimmed this start of the week. It was much thicker and bushier. Frankly, I do prefer it to be a bit more tidy. It's not the tidiest thing right now. It looks better in real life. But yeah, this is probably the only long bit I need to kind of get into check. But yeah, that is, I'm a hairy man, so this is going to grow back quite quickly. But yes, in relation to what I'm bringing to the members weekend, the Blue Goose is coming as well. And the thing I'm most excited about is the LUKR's Northern Club layout is going to be there. They went to a show back in Manchester in February called Bricktastic. Massive LEGO show, one of the biggest ones in the UK ever. And I've seen a slightly smaller version of the Northern layout in person when we went to Highley. This is going to be the full shebang. I'm going to get loads of footage of it, and a lot of members are actually really keen to see the full 12-coach express run laps on the Northern layout. Some members are also very excited to see it crash. Oh man, it's going to be incredible. Cannot wait for it. So Tonk says, have you heard of the movie called Adventures of Thomas? Yes, I have. And there was a video that came out a month or two ago where someone was able to uncover some of the details. I don't remember the channel name, but I do remember the video. One of Unlucky Tug's latest videos, where he talks about his pick of the week, mentions that video. So I saw the details that was made available. And it's definitely an interesting style of video, of movie, I should say. I really think something like that would be interesting to see inserted into the Thomas overall media. Just with halfway through the CGI series, we just have the Adventures of Thomas. That I would love to see something along those lines. There's going to be fan edits and that sort of thing, but yeah, I think something like that will have to be made one day. I really do think that will happen one day. Someone buys the Thomas license from Mattel and turns it into something very different. Yeah, it's going to be great. Absolutely amazing. So, pardon me 1 second. I got a couple of notifications. So, yes, these notifications I'm discussing here. I am hosting my first Lego show. So, talking about Lego shows, Nathan says, I wish Members Weekend was open to the public. Well, it's private, hence why it's a members only weekend. I mean, you could get in if you were a club member, but that's pretty much it. Because the LUKR has members scattered all across the UK, this is the only time in the year where we can actually all be together. We even have a few international members, so I'm very keen to see who's going to make it over. I am pretty sure Renzo, who's one of our Dutch members, is going to be there. He was there 2 years ago. I can't say to who was there last year because once again I didn't make it. Trace, aka Pierce Bricks, might appear. He was there again 2 years ago. Very cool to see him in person for the first time. Very exciting. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be great times all around. I'm very keen for it. We'll get back to the next topic in just a second. Talk says, which Thomas trains do you still have? So the second great scrapping of 2024 has occurred. The first one was done on a live stream. The second one had to happen off stream because personal events interfered, and I ended up doing it just in my own time. So every single Lego Thomas character I have has been scrapped, except for Spencer. My LNER A4 is more of an LNER A4. It's just built up in Spencer's livery. I'm still in love with that model. I was tempted to do a rebuild. Oh, hang on. There we go. I saw the advert notification. That's been skipped. There we go. So yes, LNER A4 Spencer, that is kept. There's no face on the front of the model, which is why I kind of really do like it. My model of Emily, my Sterling single, I'm tempted to rebuild it. I don't know if I ever will, because I'll have to find the space in the storage box to be able to keep it. I'm umming and erring about it. It's very unlikely, but if I was going to rebuild any of the models for the Thomas characters, it would be, well, it wouldn't even be a Thomas character. It would be a Sterling single. The thing is, oh, I've got twitchy leg. Sorry, that's jolted for a second. Pins and needles, that's what it is. So I don't want to build Thomas characters anymore. If I'm going to build an engine, I want it to be the actual engine, not the Thomas variant. I've been there and I've done that. When it came to taking those trains, the Thomas characters to Lego shows, it definitely got a lot of attention. But I wanted to make sure I can enjoy the fact that they're just Lego trains and not having a bunch of kids leaning over the table shouting over the fact that they recognize Thomas. I mean, it's a bit frustrating on my side of things, but I know what I want, and I don't really want to have the Thomas characters anymore. So yeah, they ultimately did get scrapped. Spencer is the only one that's alive. 2 of the giants were scrapped. So Emerald Champion and the giant version of the Coronation are both still intact. The other 2, which are named Manticore and Basilisk, one was the double cylinder version of a locomotive, and the other was the T1 Sharknose inspired streamlined design, which was Basilisk. Both of those have been scrapped. Got so many good parts back. Well, I've got a full Lego bag of sorted colored parts. So here is my bag of teal parts. Well, that's mostly Bricklink orders. But yeah, I got loads of big bags of colored parts to sort. I did have 3 bags of this size for black parts. I finished that over the course of maybe 4 days. That was hell. Absolute. Oh my god. It took so long. But I started with that one because, first of all, I'm going to use the black parts the most, and that's the biggest mountain of parts. So yeah, I want to do that one first. I'm going to put the rest on hold. I'll get to them when I get to them. But yes, so what engines do I actually have? I got the Coronation, which has been overhauled. Do I show you? Yes, I have another one. Okay, I've overhauled the Coronation. I'm going to. Can I even reach it? I'm getting it out tonight. Whether I can get it out easily or not, I'm going to show you that later tonight. So I got the Coronation still, got the Blue Goose, Emerald Champion, Giant Coronation. I've got Smoky Joe, my tank engine of Smoky Joe. Love that engine. I need a tank engine, so that's going to stay. Stevenson's Rocket and all that stuff. My LUKR member wagons and any related rolling stock with them. That reminds me, I've got 2 wagons I need to, well, technically 3 I need to make. What else do I still have? I still got Spencer, of course. I still got the Queen Miracle Express. I think that's it. I think that's the full shebang. That is pretty much it. So, well, that's a point. I need to recharge all my batteries. Oh, God. Oh, no. I can do that in the lead up to the show, so that's okay, because there's so many batteries I need to charge. Oh, bugger. So I've still got a fair chunk of stock, but it's nowhere near as much as I used to have. And I don't want to have that much anymore. I just don't need it. The cars are taking over. Sorry, another notification for this Lego show. So yes, back onto the Lego show that I was mentioning a moment ago. Just need to respond to this notification about it. Some of the displayers are confirming final details. There we go. So yes, as I mentioned a couple of times, and I will make another post about it probably today after the live stream, I'm going to be hosting a Lego show. Oh yes, that is the show I'm going to this Sunday. So on the 18th at the Light Green Community Centre here in Bristol, we're going to have the main hall and one of the meeting rooms for our Lego show, and I'm so excited. It is. My only concern is making sure we have enough people come through the door. I know we're going to get good people coming in, but there's always that side of me that thinks like I've done over a dozen Lego shows with Gertlug, and we've always had great crowds. There were 2 shows where it was a bit iffy, but even then we still got good people coming in. So for this show, we've sold. So in terms of pre-booking the tickets, I went to the venue yesterday just to confirm final details, and the team there said we've pre-booked 58 tickets. Now, technically, that's not bad at all, because 98% of people who come to Lego shows buy their ticket on the door. So the fact we got just shy of 60 tickets sold as a pre-booking, that's actually pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to it. The hall is going to be full with all the tables that have been filled up, with all the people that have signed up. It's going to be a really good show. Oh, hang on. Skipping the ads again. Oh, hang on. Sorry, 1 second again. La, 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 la. There we go. Sorry, just getting rid of that as well. So yes, with the show, I'm pretty certain and pretty confident that we're going to get a lot of people coming in. I mean, I'm not going to know until the show actually happens, but there's a lot of good stuff. There is going to be a number of new displays there, which is very exciting. You can see, again, it's this side, there we go. So you can see the shelf there is actually empty. I have packed up 3 of the 4 belts. You can see the money belts. The $1 Million Championship is still on the shelf. I've brought those with me. We'll bring those with me. That's going to be like a space filler. I'm going to get the main table plan set up. And then if I can squeeze in one more table, I'm going to put the belts up, because why not? It is going to be interesting to get the belts back out. I haven't gotten them out since, Comic-Con back in March. Now, Comic-Con in March, I kind of said to myself, that's going to be the last time I take the belts to a show, because they're not really that popular. But for this event, it's okay, because again, it's more of a space filler, just to add more to the room. So that's going to be very good to do. And yeah, overall, I'm very excited for the show. It's going to be epic. Right, I am going to have a quick drink, and then we're going to show some Lego models. Let's talk about some Lego models. What's new with that, shall we? Okay, then. I've run out of diesel fuel. Bottle's empty now. I've got a big bottle behind me, but I'm not allowed to touch that for the rest of the day. That's it. There we go. Chuck the bottle over there. Yes, so I have been modifying one of my monster trucks. So, in the lead up to getting some more stuff made and getting some more ideas flowing, I wanted to try something with the monster trucks. I made a post on Instagram. Need to try Luke Save for real. I mean, I could definitely recommend it. Glowing recommendation. But the US doesn't. Yeah, it's more of a UK thing. You would have to import it. But yes, anyways, back to Lego. So I have wanted to make a monster truck arena for a few days now because the idea kind of entered my mind recently as a proper thing I want to make. And it's consumed me. That reminds me, there was a Bricklink order that hasn't arrived yet, which has parts that I need for my monster trucks. It's got the sticker sheet as well. Kids, god damn it! It's got a flame. Well, yeah, it's annoying that it's not here, but there's a sticker sheet and 2 printed pieces that are vital for what I want to make. Yeah, so monster truck arena. I've already made 5, and some of these are going to get modified. So if you saw the season 2 finales, oh, not finale, but like the final 5 episodes, I should say, of season 2 of Street Racers, they were monster trucks. And they had a nice look to them, and they had a bit of a theme with the characters that were driving them. I am going to be writing new stories for the Street Racer series, which will have the characters that drive them taken out of the picture. They are going to have the monster trucks kind of taken away. It'll be repurposed for the arena. And the first monster truck to be modified was this one, affectionately named the Magma Cube. Ah, yes. Slightly different to what you saw in the Instagram post because I wasn't too satisfied with how the back looked, but now I am very happy with it. So yeah, the idea is to make them more characterized, give them a bit more of a theme. They all have their individual looks, and I do love them all. The white monster truck in particular, when I took them to the few shows I've taken all the cars to, it's actually one of the more popular ones. The white one is my least favorite of the 5, but I've got an idea on how I want to modify that. I want to basically call it the Undertaker. Get some gravestone thing going on, make it a bit more demonic in some way. I've got ideas. It's going to be brilliant. I'm so excited for it. But for this one, I'm going to keep the mouths for the 5 I've already made up. But yeah, this is now known as the Magma Cube. I can never really speak. But yes, I have a little pool of lava in the back of the truck. You can see an emblem piece on the roof there. Big old rock pieces, magma rock pieces on the front. That was really cool. We went to a car boot sale on Sunday, and one of the guys who was selling it, we went to 3 different car boot sales. We went to the big one last because it's much further away. And we saw a guy selling Lego, and he had a nice big bag, about the same size, sort of same-ish size of this. 2/3 of the bag were yellow pieces, a bit of orange, and a bit of purple, magenta sort of pieces. And a lot of the transparent pieces, including these flames, look at that flame piece. I have no idea what set that comes from, but I love it. Even there was a 3rd one of these rock pieces as well in that bag. Technically, my girlfriend bought the bag, but I pinched some of the pieces because she loves me. And yeah, now we have the Magma Cube. Skipping the adverts. There we go. I'm doing good at this. So yeah, this is the first one that's modified. I have technically modified the red one as well, which had a bumper sticker called Big Snake. The only thing I've really added, or really changed, is I've taken off the roof of that one. I've got some big red sort of slopey pieces that kind of wiggle back here. And speaking of, well, the phrase is speak of the devil, but speak of the angel, I should say. She is in the chat. Everyone behave. We are in the presence of royalty. How you doing, honey bun? Yes, where were we? So On the big snake, which is the red monster truck, I got two big sort of snaky pieces coming back here. The wings are kind of in line with the gaps of the pieces as well, and the roof of that one is removed. So it's not really enough to really warrant getting out to really show you. This is a much heavier modification. I love the exhaust pipes as well. I think that's just, yeah, it's pretty good. All 5 of them are going to have something very cool, though. And all monster trucks I make going forward are going to have this. And I posted this on Instagram as well. So underneath, you can see a big grey piece. That is called a pullback motor. So if I were to pull, can I show this off? So if I pull this back, those rear wheels spin. Oh my god, yes. This is going to be amazing because I can make the monster truck arena in such a way where you can pull back and let go of the monster trucks and hell breaks loose. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, baby. I cannot wait to get that made. The thing is, it's not even that complicated. The arena I have in mind is going to be 2 pillars next to a ramp in the middle. And it's going to be that ramp with a bunch of tiny, like 4 wide, half broken up cars. I don't know, maybe 6 or so with a ramp on the other side. It's going to be that. And I'm going to be making a stand for a bunch of spectators to get the bleachers, I think you would call them. I don't, that's the only word I can really think of, but like a spectator's stand, so to say. We're going to have a bunch of my minifigures that I've designed to go with the street racing sort of scenery. That's going to be in the bleachers. It's going to be great. It's going to be so much. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for it. But yes, I'm going to be making more monster trucks. The stunts sets from about 2 years ago, I missed out on it by a couple of months when I first thought about it. I was thinking about getting one, but I've ultimately decided to go against it because I can brick build the ramps myself. That's going to be fine and easy. I am also able to make the basic cars, like they're tiny, 4 wide, about yay long, just as stuff for the monster trucks to crash onto. They don't need to be detailed, and nobody really cares about that. That's fine. I can make them easy. Just a couple of spare parts whacked together. I'll go through my spare tubs. Don't need to worry about going through any main pieces. And yeah, it's going to be a very easy thing for me to chuck together. So I cannot wait for that. There was another thing I was going to make as well. Like a ring of fire. What was the other thing? I want to say it was a ring of fire. I actually can't remember. Huh. There was definitely something else. It might have... Yeah, there was that. I'll figure out one. I'll remember it when I remember it. So that is the new monster truck. Where did I put my phone? Oh, there it is. I made an update to the coronation. It wasn't as much of an overhaul as I thought it would be. And this stream is not really planned to have that in mind. But I want to get that out to show you the updates. It's going to take me a few minutes because I've got boxes in the way. Can I even get to it? This is the thing. I'm a bit worried. Let me see if I can actually get to it. Just as a quick heads up, I don't know if I will. But let's give it a try. Oh. Don't knock that box over, for goodness sakes. Can I reach that? Oh, God. The problem is, having to get stuff out of the way in preparation for a Lego show, you really shouldn't be digging for more things. No, I can't do that. Damn it. Sorry, folks. Oh. I'll tell you what, I can grab this, though. Right, I'm afraid to say that there's too much stuff in the way, and if I try to move things around now, it's going to cause a crash. Oh, I do apologise, folks. That is a bit of a shame, really. That's all right. So, we do have other things we can still discuss. Oh, what's going on? There we go. So, yes, just as something else I could show off instead, I bought, a couple of weeks ago, one of these. Oh, yes. Let me just cover my face with it, because why not? So, I don't really plan on building this up as the main set. Of course, this is just a parts kit. I'm very keen to see what I'm going to do next with red, because I haven't really done anything with red in a while. Red is such a dominating color. But what's funny as well is seeing all the people online, on Facebook groups in particular, try and make their own versions of updating and adjusting the headlights. I mean, I would like to make a car in the future where it's yellow as a base color with some orange and red. I would like to try and figure that out. That would be good. I've got a race car that uses yellow and orange as a balance, as the two primary colors. But yeah, that's I'll get there in good time. There's so much I want to build. I don't know if it's a good thing though. Okay. Another thing I want to be able to make. Let me grab the this one I can grab. Oh, whoops. Ow, piss. Yeah, I've definitely talked about this before, but it's been a while, so I'll talk about it again. So the set that came out a few... I gotta go. I'm going to text you after the stream. All right, thank you very much for tuning in for as long as you have, Josh. I shall see you later on. So this set that came out at the start of the year, the lorry carrier, this still needs to be adjusted to be a stud, well, technically 2 studs wider. So the trailer is 8 studs wide. I need to make it 10 wide to be able to hold Speed Champions cars. And I need to make it longer to be able to hold more. So the idea is this is going to be one of the pieces for an updated Speed Champions story. Speed Champions Street Racers story, rather. The idea behind this next series is just to tell some standalone stories. The Street Racers Series 1 and Series 2 had a starting and an ending, and there was just a bunch of character profiles. That was very fun to do, and coming up with all these backstories was really fun, creative challenge. A couple of these backstories I want to expand upon. One of the characters, I made up a story about there being a heist, which is similar to something that would be very good for using this. So that's going to happen in the future. I want to use the police station I built up. So if you saw my vlog for the Highly Lego show, you will have seen... Oh, let me get this down here 1 sec. Oh, keeps falling off. There we go. So yes, if you saw my vlog for the Highly Severn Valley Lego show, when I got to my section with the car display, you will have seen the new police station. I don't think I've shown that off anywhere else yet. So the idea behind the police station is that will be another set piece for a new Speed Champions Street Racers story. So Officer Holtz will be included, and I've made a new police car as well, which is one I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of how that police car model came together. So some stories going to be made with them. Going to make it into an episode. Not too sure what I'm going to do, really. If anything, that's going to link to the heist episode. It might be a bit of a two-parter. I want to remake the entire scenery. I've got the 2 garages and the police station. They're not going to change. But the arrangement of things I need to figure out, because I want to actually make roads to get the cars on to make it look like they're actually driving somewhere, instead of just having a bunch of static cars hogging the entire display. So that's something I want to figure out. I need to make some pavements as well to make it a bit more, not so much official, but just make it a little bit more proper, for lack of a better word. I got loads of the 2x4 tiles with the white print in the middle to represent the road lines. Going to be using that as well. And yeah, there's so many things I want to try. There's a number of stories I have in mind. Again, DJ's backstory with how he got involved with Brick Daddy and the Brick Daddy Mafia. That is something that I really want to try and expand upon, because it's such a great story. It was one of the better stories I had for the series. There will be some that will link to Street Racer Season 3, I want to say. But, this is not going to be Season 3. I've said this before, where it's going to be an in-between series. The official series is story start, character profiles, story ending. And yeah, I mean, I'm keen for it. I'm still very keen for it, but the racetrack is something I am putting on hold still because it uses a lot of road plates, which I've got lots of, but I don't know how many I'm going to need to use first of all. I need to make the garages for the actual pits lane. I need to get this, that, and the other figured out. It's going to be a bit big. I need to make sure I can put the actual race lorries somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be one of the bigger builds, which is why I'm putting that off for a while. I'm gonna get on the monster truck story, get these other bits done, and then we'll get to season 3 officially. It's gonna be great fun. Absolutely gonna love it. I am so hot and sweaty. It's so awful here. We are halfway through August, and my goodness, I am begging for cold weather to come back. It rained earlier today when I was on my way home, got caught up in it. But man, oh man, I wish it rained more. Cool down the air. We need it. Brits cannot handle heat. It's a scientific fact. Okay, then. Let's go to that one. Sorry, 1 second. Very good. Right. Oh, skip the adverts. Okay, then. Right, we're in this sort of chill moment of the stream now, where all the main topics of conversation have been exhausted. If you have any questions in the chat, please ask away. This is the time where we do chat questions. What's going on Discord as well? Lapis Lazuli, Luminary. Definitely an interesting name. Don't do that. It's sodding thing. No, yeah, I definitely need to get a new mouse. This double clicking is still going on. It's awful. Stop doing that. Jeez. Right, there we go. So yes, once again, any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask away. This is a duck. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Nice to see you be able to make it. Oh, me hair. Just got to get through tomorrow. Then I got the weekend. Can't wait. I just want to make sure I'm not going to knock anything over either. Those can stay there. I've got to clean it all up after the stream as well. Doing well. Just finished streaming myself. Oh, very good. How'd it go? That's what I want to do. There we go. Ooh. Did you stream on Twitch? Oh yeah, you streamed on Twitch. War Thunder. Fair enough. Oh, hang on. One person showed up for a minute and said hi. Well, you got someone to show up. That's excellent. Well, glad you had fun as well. What's going on with this lot? Oh, not that one. Whew. Yeah. 40 minutes in, 2/3 of the way through the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to ask any questions, please feel free to do so. The main topic of conversation for the stream has been discussed. If you think you missed anything, please say so in the chats. Again, time to ask some questions, go through the standard Q&A for these live streams. Always a fun thing, because that sparks a great conversation sometimes. To anyone who's just tuning in, thank you very much for doing so, and to those of you who have just tuned in and missed the main bits, the discussion was in relation to a LEGO show coming up on the weekend. Sunday, my next LEGO show I'm going to be hosting, which is very exciting. I've done... How many? I've counted this before. I need to count this again. I want to get the official number. Give me a second. This one. There we go. Oh, pardon me. So I've done a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've done 21 LEGO shows. 20 of them with the LUKR. The rest of them all with Gertlug. And show number 22 for me is going to be the first time I'm hosting one. Very exciting stuff. Got a good number of tickets pre-booked. So many people are going to be coming in through the door. And it's as ready as it could ever be. I am so keen and excited for this show. I got the belts with me on standby as a little filler. It's been a very interesting process to actually get this show set up, because I went to the venue April, maybe? I know it was after Comic-Con. I can't remember. It was a good number of months ago, and had to get it booked way in advance. Had to get it greenlit by the LUG committee. Oh, skip the adverts. There we go. I had to get it greenlit by the committee, and they did, because there's no other shows going on at this time in August for the rest of the LUG. So this is going to be the main event for us for this month. I've got 24 people from the LUG signed up, ready to exhibit. It's very cool, very exciting stuff, which is more than I honestly thought I would get. It's definitely on the smaller side of things for LEGO shows we do. It's a one-day show. The hall is quite big, but in terms of big show versus small show, this is definitely a small show category event. We've got... Let me go through the displays that we got as well. Yes, because I wrote this all down. So when people signed up in the form, I had to say, what are you going to be displaying? So the displays we can expect to see: Medieval Forest, an Ice Planet space base, the Avengers Endgame scene, a castle theme display. We had at Concord one of our club members bring all of the Animal Crossing sets together and make that into one giant display setup. It was so cute. That's coming back for this show, and I'm so happy to see that. I remember Rick, who has what he calls Eiffel Town, which is a lot of modular sets, the Eiffel Tower set, a load of buildings, and a street where it's completely packed with minifigures. It's a huge scene. It's so much fun. Cannot wait to see that again. We have a debuting displayer with a space-themed ice cream diner, which is the display my lovely girlfriend has been making. I've been putting some parts in there to help contribute. It's been so cool seeing it get built up to where it is now. I'm very excited to see it all come together and be displayed in a show for the first time. Very interesting experience for her. This will be her third show with us, but her first time displaying. I'm very keen to see her reactions to things. We're going to be having the collaboration Balloon Festival with us as well. We got about 6 members. Everything's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, including the host himself, who will have collaboration parts for the Balloon Festival display. That should be nice and chunky for the weekend. I'm very keen to see that. Same person is also displaying a wrestling scene, who was at Bristol Brick Show last year. That was a very cool thing to see. It's like a little wrestling ring. We've got the little stands where the minifigures can see. There's a big old Titantron. It's, as a wrestling fan, it was one of the coolest things ever. Obviously, myself with the wrestling belts kind of as a space filler, because the belts are kind of retired from shows. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, depending on how much space gets filled and how much space doesn't get filled, I'll bring the belts as a little extra something, because, well, at the same time, why not? We have one of our club members bringing the play pits. So there's going to be a separate room from the main hall where he's going to have 3 or 4 tables set up, chairs dotted around just as you were. But there's on each table what's called a play pit. Just a big old pit of bricks. Sit down, have a bit of a break, build away, have a good time. It's so much fun to do that. I've never had the pleasure to be able to take part of that myself because I've always been so glued to my display table. But the next time I'm at a show where I'm volunteering, I think I might have to spend an hour there. Be great fun. We're going to be getting another medieval town, which is always exciting to see because medieval towns are some of the most detailed displays you could ever really see. It's so cool. Fellow LUKR club member and Sodor brick builder Kumata is going to be with us. He was with us at the Avon Valley Railway. He is going to be bringing his Tidmouth Shed diorama, and I'm going to be donating my R50. Ow, something in my eye. God damn it. But yes, he's going to be with the. He's going to be here with the Tidmouth Shed diorama. I'm donating my R56 curves because with how things got arranged, I had to give him 2 round tables. So he couldn't really have a loop exactly. So he's got everything static on one table, and his railway stuff is going to be on another table, but because it's a circle, I'm going to give him a loop. R40s are... No one likes R40s. So I'm giving him some R56. I was going to give him the 72s, but the switch is a bit finicky to kind of take up. So I'm pretty sure I messaged... Bollocks, I'm pretty sure I've messaged him. Yes, I know I have. It was not in a chat. It was actually in the main page. Okay, I had a mini heart attack for a second there. But yes, he's going to be getting some slightly wider curves. His models are so cool. He's got a good sense of chunkiness with his models. That's the thing I love the most about Lego trains. That chunking. Wow, you know, you got to wrap your hands around it and just pick it up and know it's not going to break. I love that in a model. So that's going to be very cool to see. And our final display is going to have a massive Star Wars droid army. I haven't seen one of those in person since Bristol Brick Show 2022, maybe? I want to say BBS 2022. Yeah, because I don't think you had it to Comic-Con. So that's going to be a really cool thing to see as well. Absolutely love that. And a big problem for me, we have 2 sellers. That's a problem for me because if I see something I like, I might have to spend money on it, and I'm trying not to spend money on Lego. Oh man. But yes, it's so much fun to see vendors at a Lego show. It creates a bit more life. People are there, they get to see all the sets for sale. It's so much fun. It's really cool. So yes, I'm going to make sure, well, I have made sure they've got good space. So yeah, we're going to get on with that. But yeah, that is what we can expect to see at this new event. Okay then. Hello, one above. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? So, this is Luck says, all sounds very fun. Wish I was free to come. I mean, you have to make your way. Where are you based in the UK? Because if you were going to come down to Bristol, it's like a 2.5, 3-hour drive for you, isn't it? Oh boy. I'm personally excited with the Tidmouth sheds. Yes, I've seen the sheds. It is such a good display. One thing I love... Oh. Skipping adverts. I'm doing good. Okay, so as one above says, excited for Tidmouth sheds. I am as well because I've seen that in person. That was at Bristol Brick Show last year. My favourite detail about that diorama, big old shed, got loads of details, coal plant, etc. My favourite detail is the art. You've got the 2 archways for the sheds to go into their berths. In the middle, just above the arch, he's got slightly darker shade pieces to represent stained smoke coming out the funnels. It's such a good detail. I love it so much because it makes it look more lifelike. It's, yeah. I mean, it's... I want to say I did a vlog. But yeah, I did a vlog of that show. Go to, not podcast playlists. To vlogs. It's a Bristol Brick Show 2023. Brick and Craft. Did I not vlog that show? I suppose I didn't. Oh, that's actually a bit bizarre. I thought I did that show. Okay. I'll get that video on my watch list for later. But yes, it is a very good display. I've seen it in person a few times. I reckon he's going to bring it with him to the members weekend because he is an LUKR club member. Yeah. You live near London, so yeah, that's going to be that is definitely a bit of a drive. You're a club member. You're in the LUKR as well. Are you coming to members weekend? That's something I need to know. I'd love to meet you in person. This would be very cool. Oh, I've had my leg crossed and now it's gone all numb. Oh boy. I'm too broke, so I can't do such a thing. Lol. That's alright. What was your comment earlier? You said 8 studs wide. What was that based on? David, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Very good to see you. Yes, you're coming. Excellent, but only for the Saturday. Fair enough. That is still a very cool thing to see because there's a lot of members that I've met for the first time at Highley 2 weeks ago. The club has been expanding so much. It's been really cool to see so many new members. But there's so many people that I haven't... all those new members, I haven't had a chance to really meet them in person. Pardon me. So meeting them in person at Highley was really fun. And to see more of them at the members weekend is going to be great fun. The Saturday is going to be all about running trains on the layouts. The Sunday is going to be about all the little competitions we have. So we do like a speed challenge. There's a sumo challenge where you have 2 trains kind of go against each other. Basically, which one breaks the most loses. It's going to be great fun. I don't know what the challenges are going to be they're going to be like for this year, but it's going to be great. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Oh man, my foot racked with pins and needles tonight. I'm not doing too good. It was regarding the Thomas trains for the Tidmouth sheds. You said they were chunky, 8 wide. Yes, they are 8 studs wide. His wagons in particular feel especially chunky, and I love that. I wish I could be there for those 2. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But at the same time, it's okay. Are you bringing any stock, any layouts, any stock, or are you just coming along? It'd be good to see some... It's so good seeing someone else's models in person because the ability to compare and contrast is so much fun because you get to better recognize, that's how you did that. Oh, I can apply this method. You are bringing a box of trains. Excellent. I'll be bringing my A4. So we'll have my A4, your A4, and Joe... the Brecklin Bricks, Joe. He's got his A4. He'll be bringing that with him. So we can get those 3 together for a picture. That's going to be so cool. Maybe some of the prototypes too if they don't fall apart. Well, fair enough. Well, bring what you're confident in bringing. You know, you don't really need to bring so much. I'm not going to be bringing everything. I'll bring some bits. That's a point. I need to decide what I actually want to bring. Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great weekend. But this has been very fascinating because I did on July 20th the Concord show. 2 weeks later was Severn Valley. 2 weeks later, which is going to be this Sunday, Lyde Green. 2 weeks later, it's going to be Members Weekend. Very packed. I'm so happy to be able to do that though, because it's cool to know that I've got something going on every other weekend. It's really fun. It really is. My Mallard has been having motor trouble at the shows I went to. I need to sort it all out before then. Oh, there we go. Getting rid of more adverts. So if you can't figure out the motor problem, can you disconnect it? Because for my coaches, as you know, my coaches have the motors in them. So if you're having problems, just stick Mallard in front of my coaches. You can have a good run with that. That's not a problem at all. The thing is, I've got white and blue Goose coaches. They're similar livery to the Coronation, the LNER Coronation Express coaches you've made. So good enough, I guess. I mean, yeah. If you want to, of course. Probably do that in 5 to 10. Oh, okay, that's good. So yeah, nice quick modification to let people use their powered stock. Regarding the comments earlier about 8-stud wide trains, I'm curious about one thing. I have a Thomas and Diesel mock, all using standard Lego pieces, both at 8 studs wide. Would a 10 wide hero be in scale with them? Well, it's only in scale if the Thomas and Diesel mocks are in scale with each. So what scale? This is the tricky thing. If you're going to build a model to a scale, everything else has to match that. Otherwise, you have to say, no, I'm not building to a scale. I'm just going to freebird it, and if it looks right to me, that'll be fine. So if you're going to build to a scale, you've got to make sure that it makes sense. So I think the most common Lego train scale that people build to is 1:43, which is 8 wide trains. Especially when you look at British stock, 1:43 for a British tender engine at least would be 8 studs wide. I don't know how much bigger the D51 is, which is what Hero is, of course, in comparison to a British engine. It's very long in the boiler. That's something I wasn't able to really take advantage of when I made my model back in the day. Hero uses Big Ben bricks 2XL. But, see, when I made my model of Hero, it used the standard large wheels. I wanted to use extra large. I feel like the extra large would be perfect. I think 2XL is going to be way too big. Just 1XL would be perfect. Personally, I believe that. Because if you go 2XL, you'd have to make it 10 wide. At that point, I think that would be too big. So similar in the style that I made my one, obviously a bit longer because you're using extra large instead of the standard large that I used. But I think if you made it 9 studs wide, don't need to go to 10. If you did 9, that could work a bit better. But you just need to make sure if you're going to do that, that scale feels consistent and it feels right when it's put next to your models of Thomas and Diesel. Ultimately, you might not need to go that wide, but this is something you have to figure out as you make it. You've got to make sure you're getting these details correct. 8 wide would honestly be fine, but I am curious to see what you would do if you took it 9. 9 could really work. That's interesting. See, this is one of those things where this is now piqued my... Well, it's not piqued, but it's got my curiosity here. But it's something I want to see someone else do, not me. It's, yeah, one of those things, which is very common. Here's an idea. Someone else make it, though. So, yeah, I mean, that's the best thing I can really say as an answer to that. Make sure if you're going to be building something to a scale, you got it correct. I get what you were saying, however, I'm actually using blueprints of the D51. Try to make his valve gear. If you're going to make the D51's valve gear, you're going to have to get 3D printed thin rods. That's non-optional. It's going to be very tricky because with all those, even though it's a thin rod, that's still half the thickness of a brick. You could definitely still do it, but I don't know how thick that's actually going to be. So, you know, It has 2 3D printed pieces. Fair enough. But even then, I still think thin rods is absolutely... If you're going to make the full valve gear for a steam engine out of Lego, it has to be 3D printed thin rods. Well, maybe not 3D printed, but thin rods. Brooklyn brick 12 stud rods. Yes. Or, well, 2 is correct. But yes, basically that's basically exactly what you need to go for. It's tricky. It really is, because the chunky, blocky nature of Lego can make something like that very difficult to do. It's absolutely possible, but you just need to make sure you're ultimately happy with the end result. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And we have just about reached 1 hour, so unless we have any final questions, it will be time to depart. It was a good live stream. Got plenty of details out at the beginning, had a bit of a break in the middle, and the life of the party showed up for the second half. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in for as much as you have. These live streams are always so much fun to do. And whenever people tune in, it always makes it so much fun and so rewarding. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I think that is pretty much everything. I think that's all the questions. Naps, Bricks, Railway. Man, I always miss people's live streams. Where in the world are you based? I'm based in England, so it's about today 9 p.m. It might be a time zone issue. If you live in the UK as well, it might just be a personal schedule issue. Scarlet. Oh, okay. Yes. I mean, I go on Discord and I make a ping. So if you want to make sure you're here in time for the live streams, join the Discord server. There is a link in the description, and that will basically guarantee that you don't miss anything. Let me just get rid of this 1 second. I'm a bit worried. Just going to double click. Okay, that's fine. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, but cool. So yeah, once again, make sure you're joining the Discord server, link in the description, because whenever I go live, I do a ping to say I'm going live. Everyone sees it. It's always there, so it's okay. I'm usually playing video games, so when you do the ping, I often miss the streams. Well, fair enough. You need to make sure you got your notifications on then, because people who have that bell icon tend to either have their bell icon on like a casual version, or they just don't have any notification sounds on. So make sure that you've got that changed over if you want to stay tuned for the live streams. The general time is always 8 p.m. in the evening here UK time, and it goes for about an hour. So we're going to be ending in a moment, like I mentioned, well, a moment ago. But yeah, just keep an eye on the Discord server, because that will be the notice as to when I'm actually going live. It's usually Wednesday or Thursday in the evenings. It used to be weekends, but they got full with other things, basically. So I try to get it all done on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. So yeah, just stay tuned. 8 p.m. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Thursday, and you'll make it, if not for getting notified elsewhere. So yeah, that is going to be everything. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Also in the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. If you like what I do and want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a member on Patreon today. There's only one tier at £3 a month, and you get loads of exclusive perks. So once again, if you believe that I deserve a little extra something as a way of saying thank you and to support me in a more personal way, the link to my Patreon page is in the description down below. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm now going to end the stream, and I shall see you all in the next episode, which is amazingly going to be another vlog. I've done 2 vlogs already. A third one is coming out. 3 vlogs back to back. The one thing I hate about these live streams, I cannot talk consistently. It's awful. But yes, I shall see you all soon. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.